So hello, my name is David, and I am the marketing manager at LaureaES Entrepreneurship Society. We are a business, innovation, and entrepreneurship-driven student-run organization that aims to promote everything business-related, entrepreneurship-related, innovation-related, and basically everything that has to do about the professional life. And today we are having our episode number 4 of our coffee talks from our LinkedIn LaureaES Lounge group. And this group is free to join. It's open to anybody, even if you are not business professionals and you are working in other fields. And LaureaES Entrepreneurship Society as well. Anyone can join. It's free of charge, and you can find all the details on the website and also on their Instagram. So today's Coffee Talk episode 4 is going to be about entrepreneurship made in COVID, or mainly social entrepreneurship. And we all can relate that COVID-19 has really shown all the hidden issues that were present in society. And there are many entrepreneurs that have decided to start their own entrepreneurial ventures to help alleviate and also fix those issues. And today we are having Ellimari Kortman, who is the co-founder of Hyvinpiteli Oy, and she will now tell you more about it. So hello, Ellie, welcome. It's really great to see you here.
Hi, David, and thanks for the invite, and hello to everyone else also. Yes, we launched our company last year. October 1st was the day we opened our doors for our customers. And our company is actually the first one in Finland trying to solve and help the victims and also the perpetrators of domestic abuse and their close ones. And we help them by offering psychosocial support, by one-on-one meetings, but also couples counseling and peer support groups. And we also offer education for companies and cities. That's a brief summary of it.
Yeah, it's a really interesting concept because whenever I hear about services that help people with any kind of abuse or interpersonal violence that they may have experienced or may be experiencing, you normally don't really listen that those services also treat the cause of that issue, which are the ones that do those things. So I think that's a really interesting way of approaching it, because obviously we cannot just treat the victims. We also need to try to fix the root cause, because even if we fix the victims, if we don't fix the root cause, those things will happen again, because it really follows a pattern, right? Yeah. Yes. And so what was the main reason why you started your business with your co-founders as well? Because I know that the business is all female founded, which is really exciting as well, because we need more female founders in the startup game. So what was the reason behind starting it?
Yeah, well, I had worked for years for City doing the same thing as a violence prevention worker. And during those years, I noticed also with my colleagues, all the things that work in the field and the things that don't work. And I personally feel the discussion and the work, it's a bit, if you can say, like stuck in the place, in its place. And the discussion, the public discussion at least, is very commonly like just men as doers and women as victims. And then there starts the fight about that men can also be victims and women can also be perpetrators. And yes, definitely yes. But I would like to go further from that, like to end the discussion and start fixing the problem. And in Finland, it's actually by law recommended that the municipalities would offer this kind of help for victims, like specialized help for victims of domestic abuse. But I know that not in many municipalities or cities there are such services. And the city I was working for actually had it quite good. And we always talk with my colleagues that, wow, everyone should have this kind of service. And then one day, my colleague Katja, she said that actually there is no private sector service for this. It's traditionally been like non-governmental organizations, and they are doing a great job. And then in most municipalities, it's inside other services, other healthcare and social services. But we have seen that it actually helps other workers from the other services, and it helps the clients to have a specialized place for this issue, because it's such a special issue. So we talked about it, that why hasn't this been done before? And I think because we share the vision and the values with my colleagues. And we already had the trust because we had met at the work. So I think it was pretty easy after we figured out that, hey, this hasn't been done, why wouldn't we do it? And from there we proceeded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wonderful. And what has been like to build this from the ground zero, like during the pandemic?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the challenges we have faced so far are very basic challenges that would be there even without COVID when you're starting a business, like getting customers and trying to sell our idea to cities and companies, and selling and marketing, because we come from the social field, so it's all quite new to us. But I think because COVID has increased violence in people's lives, but it also has made it more difficult for people to get help. So I think at the moment we are quite in between. We know that there is a huge need for our services, but I think we are waiting for the restrictions to go away, because there will be like a tsunami of clients. But even right now, because we have a safe and remote connection, we can reach people who cannot leave their houses. And I think maybe it gives you some kind of different starting a business during COVID, because it's where like everything about new normal, and there wasn't like adjusting to it, but we give birth to it during it. So I think we had to be agile from the start, but maybe I can analyze it better after some years.
Yeah, and also I know that talking about abuse or any type of bullying or interpersonal violence, it's a really tough topic, and normally it's quite taboo, in society to talk about it. So I think that approaching it from a private perspective as well, maybe not so public, you can trust people maybe even more. And I think that, for example, where I am from, which is Spain, people do talk about it, but there are lots of issues with it. I don't know about Finland, but I guess that in Finland would be different, or I don't know. What would you say about it? Like from your personal experience?
I think it's still a taboo. Maybe I'm a bit blind to it, because for me it's like everyday job, and I can talk about it like with no issues. And sometimes I maybe forget when I try to reach other instances that, okay, it's not that easy for them to talk about it, but that's the work we are trying to do, that it wouldn't be such a taboo and there wouldn't be like such myths to it. We want to open people's eyes that anyone can be a victim and anyone can be a perpetrator. And if we have such strong stereotypes about victims or perpetrators, we don't recognize the violence and we can't get to the root causes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also know that you participated in the 2020 Hudson incubator program batch. So, like, what was your experience towards it, and what made you like really improve your business model or your business idea, and really like find like the tools that you needed to be a more effective entrepreneur?
Well, I think the whole Hatch journey helped with it. And I think the best part was meeting new people, getting new friends, and networking. And I really appreciated all the mentors' help, and like even challenging questions, because even when I'm so sure about my business idea and my business, it really gets your like brains going when someone asks you hard questions about it. It makes it, you can change your approach, or then it's just more clear and strong. I really enjoyed that and I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, that's really good. And regarding your business, as a social entrepreneur, if that's okay, like me calling you that, what would you say is the real like different thing that you bring to the table? Like comparing to other services. We already know that you are a private service, but what it's really that difference that like makes all the rest of the services that were in the past not so like up to date or innovative? Or
do you mean like in social services, or like similar therapeutic services, or business in general?
Similar therapeutic services,
yeah. Well, I don't want to point any fingers, but as I told earlier, I think, well, of course, with customers we talk, that's our job, but in society level we want to do more than just talk, and we really want to get the ball rolling. We want to change the field, and I think we're more about doing than just having these like these how to say, like these meetings with big names, and just having a glamorous facade, yeah, we are really like doing the hard work, and we want to impact people's lives, but also on society level. I think it's like really time to get from the arguments to the change. And I know it takes time, but we are up for it.
Yeah, that's good. And as female founders, this is a question that I normally ask to many entrepreneurs. What challenges have you found, like whenever you wanted to close a an agreement or collaborate or those kind of things? Because I know that normally being female entrepreneur and also being young can like make people not to take you seriously. So like what has been your experience as, you know, a group of female founders?
I'm not sure if it's a gender thing or is it just that it's the topic of our business. Because when we come with the topic to somewhere, complete silence. So of course it could give a little spice that we are females, but I think it's the taboo more. Or then I'm wrong, because so far, even though we have like few international connections and we are doing job also abroad, in Finland, it maybe hasn't been such an issue. But then again, so tiny percentage of completely like female founders. I mean, the funding is given to female founded companies. So maybe that is like a huge thing that is there, like a barrier. But yeah, maybe the silence is the more bigger issue that we have faced. That it's very difficult to get to any like traditional media. And I think because we are really doing something differently by being private sector service, I think it's normal. People at first some people are more open to it, of course, but in general, I think there is some kind of questioning or not taking this because we already have a solution for this, you know. So we have to do work to get the trust of people and other instances as well. But no problem, we're up for it.
And what are your plans for the future as a company? Like, do you want to concentrate mainly in the Nordic and Scandinavian countries, or do you also want to like go international?
We're going global.
Okay, that's amazing.
I know you already, but and not to ruin too much, but we are collaborating with a few organizations in Tanzania already, and working with another Finnish company. We encourage and we are building AI tool for the victims of domestic abuse. And there has been great interest in Europe and India at the moment, but of course we have plans to go further also.
Yeah, but that's amazing.
Yeah, I think we have a big vision, but I don't want to tell.
Yeah, that is wonderful. And what advice would you give to anyone who is going through like interpersonal violence right now? Because I think that many times we really don't take good care of our mental health, and we prefer like not to talk about these things. So what would your advice be?
Well, it really helps to talk about it, but of course you have to have the trust for the person you will talk about it, and not every people reacts in a way that is good for your mental health. So my advice would be to seek a professional, for example, Hyvinpiteli, but we can also guide people to other services if Hyvinpiteli isn't the right place for you. But to talk with someone you don't know and from a professional perspective, it's usually more helpful and easier than with a friend. Because with a friend you always get maybe some instructions that are given with full heart, but they can feel maybe that there will be guilt and shame when a friend is giving you advices.
Amazing advice. So thank you so much for today's coffee talk. It was really good having you. And anybody who may be going through this issue, please, check them and see what they're doing. They're an amazing group of entrepreneurs. I know them personally, and I wish you and your team the best. And I'm pretty sure you are going to do amazing. So thank you so much for again coming here, talking about it, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
See you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.